If I were to have a message to send to other people about the importance of the Creative Care program, it would be that I think we're on the verge of discovering something very, very important about how people deal with illness and how they recover from illness and how they integrate a disability into their normal lives. I think that art is one of the vehicles that allows them to be very, very honest in a non-threatening way about what's going on in their own lives, what's happening to their bodies, what's happening to their mental attitudes, what's happening to their relationships with their families and other people as they experience these kinds of things. I discovered in the process that I really believe that the arts act as a healing agent. And I know that in some cultures, the arts are part of rituals and dances and ceremonies in which people are healed or in which people are led through the passages of their life. I think that our culture has missed out on this, and that this program is kind of reestablishing this idea that creativity and creative expression are a means to change one's perceptions about an illness, but also to begin the healing process emotionally and psychologically rather than only physically.
Creative Care is a program that is administered by Creative Clay. Creative Clay is a cultural arts program in St. Petersburg, Florida, serving adults with disabilities as well as kids in the summer in a mixed abilities classroom.
In Creative Care, the artists go into facilities like St. Anthony's Hospital, Ronald McDonald House, and we go in and we provide art as a part of their therapy, maybe even as a distraction, if you will, to their therapy and what they have to go through in order to get well and overcome their illness. It's music, it's art, it's drawing, it's dance. There's so many different arts that are a part of this Creative Care, and we really enjoy going in and doing this every day.
I was really intrigued by the notion that we could have something that took the arts and combined it with nurturing and feeding our soul to heal, and I just thought it would be a really interesting thing to find out more about. Trying to find ways to make art accessible to people with all kinds of abilities requires a lot of adaptation, but they're very simple things. It's really just looking at what a person can do and then really playing to that strength. It could be simple things like a larger paintbrush, or perhaps bringing in more tactile experiences that can be done with fingers versus tools.
One of the things that impacted me professionally as an artist was the great sense of creativity and spontaneity among people who really had no arts background, and the fearless approach they had to creating something, which I have been trying now to apply in my own studio.
Together with the occupational therapist and the physical therapist, we create dance classes for the children, for their siblings sometimes, and for their parents, which is the most fun of all.
I have to say I was a little nervous initially about teaching in a hospital because I've taught in all sorts of other institutions, even a prison, but I was a little nervous about teaching in a hospital. However, it's turned out to be a really rewarding experience.
The arts are an incredible vehicle for not only self-expression, but oftentimes kind of a self-healing. It allows the creator a focus that takes their mind off the situation in which they find themselves, often something they don't have control of, and the art activities allow them to have a sense of control over something, as well as an ability to sometimes express deep feelings that can't be put into words. Oftentimes that shows up in the image that they're creating. The creative urge is universal. It's part of what makes us human, and that in the act of creating, we come closest to being like the creator.
Creative care is, if you will, a natural medicine.
This program offers such a soulful healing to everyone. It gives something to the patient, brings something to the siblings, parents, family members, the caregivers themselves. It's just a very far-reaching program that I think has a lot of possibilities. There's something very primal about art making and creativity, and I've witnessed just complete surrender of spirit and witnessing people who are in pain or maybe trying to deal with life-threatening illnesses. For a brief moment, they're transported to a different place and they forget about that pain, and it's a real release for patient, family members, and caregivers.